It's 206 for 4. Fellows, Blakey, Dawson, side bottom, and Hoggard to come. Never an easy game coming in these situations. So it's up to the men in the middle to do the job. The Dutch comes up, Richard Johnson, and says, it's your day, son. 3 for 20, 7 overs, 2 maidens. You did it at the start of the innings. We need you once more. Andy Caddick, 2 overs for 14 in that spell, and being effective all round. Now, field placings are also a key here, because it's got to that stage where Cox has got to exert the pressure.
I fancy Richard Johnson thinks that this is a plan to Elliott. When he first came in, he bounced him twice, and he's got 2 men back. But the one thing I remember from the Ashes series against Elliott is that he does have a hook. It's not necessarily, I think we've had him caught out there with 2 men back. He might have had 190 odd at the time, but he does like a hook.
Oh, he's got that. He has really got that. He sorted it out. He thought, well, if you're going to bounce me, at least I'm going to get closer to it. And he read Johnson's mind and whacked him over long on.
I suppose that's the ultimate answer, really. I've just been bounced, so I'll waltz down the wicket and hit it over long on. So looks pretty easy at the moment for Mr. Elliott.
97. Cox is saying to fine leg, you've got to come up inside the circle because I need protection more in front of the wicket. That's good batting, sensible stuff.
Yeah, you feel for Jamie Cox here. I was out there a few months ago against India. There's a lot of hard work in my case, or our case. It was a whole tournament, months on end, and same for Jamie. Really, it's come down to the wire. A lot of hard work's gone into this tournament, and it's not over. But he can just see his team starting to lose concentration.
Well, McGrath, he'd kick himself. I know he's that kind of player, but get out in this situation now. The game is there for the taking. You didn't need to play this shot. You had a boundary already in the over. You're up with the asking rate. Good finish for Johnson. 3 dot balls. It's 211 for 4. Here's Simon Hughes.
We've just seen Anthony McGrath versatility against spin, and here's Matthew Elliott really struggling against spin. Lots of stuttery footwork. Look there. He's in 2 minds about where to move his feet, where to hit the ball when it's directed in at his pads. And here again, there's 1 foot movement, then another one, then another one. He's early on the ball. He can't place it where he wants to. He doesn't play it very late. Clearly, he likes the ball coming onto the bat, as this shot off Johnson illustrates.
I think Matthew Elliott probably missed out on the recent tours of India that Australia have been on, and their new crop of players such as Hayden and Langer and various other ones have become very good players of spin. They look to sweep and hit over the top, and I think Matthew Elliott, you're right, has been much more of he likes the ball coming onto the bat, a much more typical Australian type player.
Well, he's on 98. brought into the side to replace Darren Lehman, who is some one-day player in his own right. Is Dutch. Now the push for two here. Trescothick is the fielder. Elliott will come back, and that is a brilliant, brilliant one-day 100. How's that for coming good when the money's up?
Doesn't matter who you are, however much cricket you've played. This is a lad who's got 199 in a test match. Getting 100 for your county at Lord's is a great feeling.
Now, it'll be a great 100 if they go on and win. If he gets out now, that feeling will soon disappear.
Yeah, true, but it's amazing to see, a lad who's played so much cricket all around the world, comes here to Lord's, only played a few games for Yorkshire, but you can see how much it means to him. Great effort, great concentration.
Two more. Elliott has become the first Australian to make a one-day 100 in a final here, playing for his county at Lord's. And this one back 9 years ago. Asif Din.
Get it, Coxie.
And I'm informed that was 60 over cricket back then.
And he definitely wasn't an Australian, Asif Din.
Now then, has he found the gap? He has. And the boundary. I don't know where they're going to find the magic from, Somerset. I think the looks on the faces are starting to look just a little resigned.
McGrath continues fine form from the quarterfinals, semi-finals, everywhere. I mean, he didn't even get a knock in the semi-final, but he's a good player, this young lad.
Wide called. George Sharp, he's had a busy last half hour or so.
Is this a chance, Smithy? Would you expect to have these off?
It's a chance. He's not yet back. And he's still in the air there where the ball gets away. So it's that kind of brilliance, Nasser, you're right. It's that kind of brilliance you need. It's just not happening.
Come on, Blacko! Good it, fella.
11 from the over. It was 222 for 4. It's 6 wickets in hand. Money normally on the chasing side in this situation. However, this is Lord's. This is the pressure of a one-day final. And it's all about what Jamie Cox can conjure up here with the main wicket taker of the day, Johnson. He needs some sort of magic. Dermot Reeve, I think, secretly hopes he can find some, and alongside him, called through to the end, Richie Benaud.
It's been brilliant to watch out there. Matthew Elliott has played very well, but I've been extremely impressed by McGrath. Lovely innings from him, 36 from 44, and he's used his brains as well. Hasn't just gone out there and hit. He's done it very, very sensibly and cleverly at times. He's put Yorkshire right back on track. It's not just hitting, it's selective hitting.
Well, Somerset needed Joel Garner from the old days. And they needed him to be standing at mid-wicket, either that or with the ball in his hand. And Jamie Cox did his best, just cleared him. Positive batting from Anthony McGrath. Just over his hand.
The running's been good, and I give full credit to McGrath for what he did to Elliott as well. Elliott looked to me as though he was just about to give it a real dash, because he may not have had faith in McGrath. He's only been over here 2 matches. And McGrath had a really good long chat to him and steadied him down. Magnificent strokes played.
I don't think the cricket shot has been timed better than this all day. Fantastic use of the wrists, right out the middle. Keith Dutch at mid-wicket was signalling for Ian Blackwell at deep square leg to cut it off. He had no chance. Matthew Elliott and Anthony McGrath are on fire. Just at the right time for Yorkshire. And now they can turn those quick singles down if they think there's a sniff of a run-out chance. 2 boundaries in this over have brought the equation to 26 to win from 31 balls. Big time favouring the batting side, but Somerset were in a similar position in the semi-final against Kent and somehow won.
Turned out to be an easy 2. It was well judged. There was, well, it wasn't really a misfield. The fielder couldn't quite get to it to pull it in, and instantly they recognised there's the opportunity of 2.
Very good communication between Elliott and McGrath. Keith Parsons hasn't had his best day in the field. I think he's carrying a slight knee injury. He landed heavily earlier. Normally very good in that position. Just 24 now needed from 30 balls. Somerset need a very tight over. They need a wicket. And a man who will be puffing out his chest and doing his best, Stephen Jones, is coming on from the pavilion end. Picked up the wicket of Michael Vaughan, LBW. Has found a bit of reverse swing. Somerset need something very special.
Well, Stephen Jones had reverse swing going when he was on the pavilion end before, and quite severe reverse swing. Once again, that's well run.
Well, Anthony McGrath's moved on to 42. He's faced only 47 deliveries, and he's hit 4 boundaries, which is more than Michael Vaughan managed. Michael Vaughan didn't manage to find the boundary, and McGrath came in at a difficult time and has played exactly the innings that Yorkshire has required. You'd have to say on a wicket that when you first come to the crease, isn't easy to time the ball on. You have to get used to the conditions.
It's the first time the Yorkshire side has had runs required on the right side of balls to be faced. Matthew Elliott's first overseas player to score 100 in a trophy final since Vivian Richards from the opposition in 1979. He's only come over as a replacement too. Darren Lehman, Yorkshire skipper, had to go back to Australia.
Anthony McGrath is very tempted to try and loft Michael Burns. He's the man in your picture, and he's fielding at mid-on. And also mid-off is also up saving 1. So anything that gets hit over Michael Burns can run away down to the long-on boundary.
still racing away towards the boundary. They'll get 3 for it.
Well, it was over that man at mid-on, Michael Burns. It wasn't off the middle. It wasn't really a good delivery. Stephen Jones searching for the Yorker. Yorkshire cantering home at present.
The acceleration has been just right for Yorkshire. As you were saying, pinpointed a possible problem just recently. Just before Elliott got to his 100, he decided that he really had to give it a dash. And McGrath talked him out of it. They changed their attitude then, but Elliott looked as though he might suddenly have been vulnerable.
No.
240 for 4. 240 for 4. And the run rate is Yorkshire's way now. That yellow line is what Yorkshire need at this moment. It changes with each ball. And now the required rate has come down from about 6.5 to something easy.
It's just over 4 and over required. Anthony McGrath has taken a tumble. Trying to turn to get back for 2, lost his footing. He's up on his feet now, though, so that's good news for Yorkshire supporters. They wouldn't really fancy him retiring hurt or having a runner. And it looks a very confident balcony. Richard Blakey, the captain, still biting a thumbnail.
There, and don't all captains bite their thumbnails?
Well, it's difficult when you're at the crease batting. Or when you've got the gloves on and you're wicket keeping. But Richard Blakey is sitting and watching. 14 from 22 balls. The adrenaline will be pumping. Good slower ball from Richard Johnson. Down the edge of the bat. Somerset haven't given up, fighting to a man.
Now that could be miscued, but still going to be away from the fielder. He didn't get that right out of the meat, I don't think. Didn't quite mean to hit it as fine as that. 247 for 4, another boundary to Elliott.
More fantastic batting and so smart. No one at deep fine leg. Blackwell at deep square is in front of square, so plenty of open real estate in the form that Matt Elliott is in. He's hitting it where he wants. Seeing it like a football.
Now that is a wonderful stroke. He's played a couple of those today behind point. One a little earlier off Johnson, where he just stepped away and angled the bat. He played a square drive from middle stump.
There's a little bit of Darren Lehman in the opening of the blade. That was a tremendous shot.
he's done it again. That was a beautiful stroke. He really meant that, and he meant to play it precisely where it went.
What an over. That is what you call hammering the nail into the coffin. 3 boundaries off 3 deliveries, 2 on the leg side. This last one a gem. He is seeing the ball so big. And there's going to be a party all over Yorkshire today. Might go on into tomorrow.
Well, they've had some tough times up in Yorkshire. Won the championship last year. Pretty much on the bottom this year. And a win in this competition will do them the world of good for other reasons as well.
Anthony McGrath is on 46 not out. How fitting it would be if he was to find the boundary and bring up a half century. He played his part with the ball. Bowled very economically for a part-time medium pacer. And this current partnership, unbroken between the two, is also worth 98 runs. So the boundary here would bring up the 100 partnership. McGrath's 50. And most importantly, a Yorkshire victory.
Well, that was a rather interesting ploy. It was well, it wasn't given as a no ball. It was just above waist height.
And that would have meant victory as well. So I don't think Yorkshire will mind. They want to win this in style. It's been a stylish run chase.
Leg by, and scores a level, 257 the target, so that rather puts paid to McGrath's chance of a half century.
Well, they're only personal milestones. It's all about the team. And there is unity on the balcony. Darren Goff. Well, he'll be celebrating probably harder than anybody tonight. He's had plenty of practice.
Well, there'll be a lot of people up in Yorkshire with all those problems we were talking about a little earlier. They'll be delighted with this. A lot of the membership, financial problems. This will be a tremendous boost to them, boost to their confidence as players, and a boost to the whole club.
And their supporters have made more noise than the men from the side of country.
That's 5 balls gone. Now then, what I'd like to see is Matthew Elliott play this as a dot ball and give McGrath a chance of his half century.
Well, I don't know too many Australians that'll do that, Richie. It's all about winning it now. 13 dot balls is a huge ask. And I think Elliott will be trying to win it off this delivery.
You know your Australians, Dermot. That is a big win for Yorkshire. They did it in 48 overs. At one stage it looked as though Somerset had them by the throat. They came back. Elliott has made 100, 128 from 125 balls, unbeaten. McGrath 46 from 53. The wonderful partnership. Elliott was outstanding. He's the more experienced player of the two, but I was very impressed with the way McGrath batted. It's to me, the times we've been televising matches in which he's taken part, that he's a very promising cricketer. 256 for Somerset, 260 for 4 for Yorkshire, and this is the way they won it. Elliott picking up one roundabout leg stump and clipping it away behind square. There's unrestrained joy on the field, on the balcony, and in various parts of the country. Great congratulations there. Elliott's just been over a short time. He's taken over from Darren Lehman. Lehman having gone back to Australia to go to Kenya with the Australian side, and then suffering an injury. The injury not being able to be repaired, and his place is taken in the Yorkshire side by Matthew Elliott, and in the Australian side by Andrew Simons. Much jubilation on the balcony. Matthew Elliott, the last foreign player to make a century in one of these domestic finals since Viv Richards a long, long time ago. McGrath 46 not out in the bowling figures. Caddick none for 53 in 9. It was disappointing today. Johnson, I thought, bowled well in his early spell, 3 for 51 from 10. Parsons 31 from 6. Jones 1 for 45 in 9. Dutch none for 43 from 8, and Blackwell 30 from 6 overs. Now that's the summary of the match. Somerset, having won the toss, decided to bat, made 256 for 8 from 50. Looked as though they might have got 290 at one stage. Peter Bowler 67, Parsons 41, and Cox 34. Hoggard, having been dealt with very harshly early on, finished up with 5 for 65 from his 10. Side bottom bowled a very good final spell, 2 for 49, and McGrath 1 for 37. A decent all-round performance from McGrath. And Yorkshire in reply from 48 overs, 260 for 4. Elliott 128 not out, McGrath 46 not out, and Vaughan 31. Johnson 3 for 51 and Jones 1 for 45. Yorkshire, a victory for them by 6 wickets with 2 overs remaining. Shadows just lengthening here at Lord's now.
Disappointing. You posted 256. In your heart, did you think that was enough?
I thought it was if we bowled and fielded well enough. As it turned out, you know, we were beaten, I think, by one of the great innings I've seen. I've seen Matty bat a lot, but that's as good as I've seen him play. That was something special.
Also for Yorkshire, Anthony McGrath really played his part, not just with the bat, but with the ball. He came on at a time when you would be looking to accelerate, and he put the brakes on a bit. Yeah,
he did, and he also came into bat at a time where Matty needed someone to go with him, and took a bit of pressure off him by scoring to run a ball. So, no, did a terrific job.
You want a close one in the semi-final, but just couldn't quite get home here. Can you lift the troops for the rest of the season? You've got a couple of relegation battles, haven't you?
Yeah, we do. I guess we just, at the end of the day, didn't quite have the form coming into today. We pride ourselves on getting up for this competition, and we've had some great escapes over the quarter and the semi to get here, but unfortunately couldn't quite pull it off. But you're right, we've still got 3 important weeks to go, and we need to get up for those.
Thanks very much for talking to us, Jamie. I know you're disappointed. The man of the match with an innings of 128 not out is Matthew Elliott. Matthew, many congratulations. You looked from the moment you came to the crease that you were seeing it like a football today.
Oh, I don't know about that. They bowled very well early, particularly Johnson bowled very well. Yeah, but we just sort of hung in there, and obviously Anthony come in and really played a little gem, actually, to be honest, and got us over the line.
Did he come down and have a chat to you at one point and say, look, you just don't get out, you bat through, and we'll go for it? That you looked perhaps a little bit edgy in the 90s. Yeah, well, we sort of were trying to work out who was going to go and who was going to sort of anchor the innings, and in the end we both thought we'd just both go, and
it worked out quite well, yeah.
Many congratulations. I'll let you get back to the celebration, because we now would like to invite the rest of the Yorkshire team to come forward and receive their winners' medals. The Yorkshire team, if you could come in batting order or near enough. Yorkshire and Ingle, Michael Vaughan. Chris Silverwood, Craig White. Matthew Wood. Anthony McGrath, who played such an important knock today and also in the quarter-final. Gary Fellows, who didn't even get to the crease. Ryan Sidebottom. Richard Dawson. Matt Elliott, who we've seen. Matthew Hoggard. And the Yorkshire 12th man. Richard Blakey, the captain. He also receives a cheque for £53,000 from Roger Burden, and also the Cheltenham and Gloucester Trophy. You can bring the trophy with you if you want, Richard. Ladies and gentlemen, Yorkshire. Richard, we've got to interrupt you for a second if you could come forward. They'll come back for more photos in a minute, gents. We need a word with the winning captain. Richard, it's an old cliche, but it's a dream come true. You weren't Yorkshire captain at the beginning of the year, and you've come in and you're here picking up the Cheltenham and Gloucester Trophy.
Yeah, it's a fantastic feeling. Obviously, Darren Lehman would love to have been here, but you know, it's been an absolute honour to play here today. The lads have performed brilliantly. Matthew, a fantastic replacement for Darren. And we're going to enjoy the night.
It hasn't been easy for you, because you've obviously had problems with injuries. Craig White not able to bowl, and Chris Silverwood played with that injection. But the likes of Anthony McGrath came in and played their part with the ball.
Yeah, I think it makes the win even better, really. You know, you rightly said we've had one or two niggles, but today the lads have done us proud.
Richard, I'll let you get back to your photographs, let you get back to your congratulations. That concludes the presentation from the Cheltenham and Gloucester Trophy.
Some very happy Yorkshiremen and a very happy Australian that came over here as a replacement for Darren Lehman, the captain of Yorkshire. He's done his job, and how. That was a terrific 100, and what a compliment paid by Jamie Cox. He summed it all up extremely well. It'll be a big night, said Richard Blakey. I'm sure it will.